just having the names of menu items written out like this isn't particularly appealing for a restaurant. So let's make these items look better. First though, an important lesson. SwiftUI is designed to be composable, which means you can make views out of any other views you want. Right now, we've got a simple text view for our items here. There's text item name code, but we're going to add much more code in there shortly to really bring it to life. And if we put that inside content view, it'll become long and hard to read. A better idea is to make a new view type we can embed inside content view. And SwiftUI is designed to make this thing easy. It takes maybe 30 seconds to learn, but also extremely fast. It has almost zero performance impact. So press Command N to make a new file. Choose SwiftUI View from the options, then choose Next. You want to name this thing ItemRow, then press Create. And you see we have some simple example code here, just saying hello world. Now we're going to do something more with this in just a moment, okay? But first, I want to get us to the point where we're using ItemRow in our code rather than the code we have right now. This means we want to add a menu item property inside it here and then use it somehow inside the body. So I'll say our ItemRow has an item property, which is a menu item. Then down the text area here, I'll say show text of the item's name. Now we can go back to our content view code and use that in our for each here. We can say ItemRow has the item of whatever item was passed in by our for each right now. So we create one new item row for each item inside our inner for each. Now, our code is no longer building. You can see it's failing to build here. There's no preview at all. This is because there's a problem in itemrow.swift. This code down here is now invalid. That is SwiftUI's previewing code, which is what allows to show live previews in the canvas area on the right. And it's trying to make an item row view without a menu item attached. And that's not possible. If you really want to preview individual rows, you can do so by making a whole copy of our full menu and passing in an example item. But in this instance, I've actually provided an example we can use straight away so we have something to look at. And so you want to change the code to this to make it all work again. Item row is item menu item dot example. One I made earlier just for previewing purposes. And you see maple French toast like that. Once that's done, the code will all build again. We can go back to content view and now see the preview working correctly. It'll look the same. It's still this text view being shown with the item name like we had before, happens to now go via an item row, but the result is the same. Now, to make this better, in the item row view, we're going to start by placing the item's thumbnail image and its name side by side, just like you'd see in a regular sort of list layout, a table layout in UIKit. And so inside item row, we're going to say before the image, the text item name, I want an image of item.thumbnail image like that. And you'll find that Xcode's preview area does something quite strange. We have the thumbnail image of some French toast appearing, but no text for the item's name. So how can we have one but not both? What's happening here is that this some view return type means we have to return some kind of view from our body property here, not two different views or no views at all, for example. And when we try to return two like this, Swift automatically wraps them up for us in a hidden container called a Tuple View. But without any further instruction how to show the Tuple View, it just picks the first one. To fix this, we've got to put our two views, the image and text, inside a container, which in this case is going to be a HStack. This is a horizontal container that places children side by side horizontally, perfect for our needs. So around image and text, I'm going to say HStack, open brace, and then close brace. And now you can see the preview works correctly. They're sliding like that as you'd expect. If you want to put the item's price next to its name, we can do that too. We could say after text item name, we'll do text of $, and then item.price, like that. But that's going to put the price right next to the name, which isn't great. What we probably want here is the kind of subtitle style we get from UI Table View Cell in UIKit, where we have the image on one side and the right have a title label and a detail label, one above the other. We can achieve this by using a VStack, a vertical stack, and it can go inside our HStack to create the exact hierarchy we want. So I'll say our HStack has an image on one side, and the other side has a VStack of both the item name and the item price. And now you see we get this kind of layout. Now, as you can see, the item name and price are both centered. That's the default behavior of VStack and other layouts inside SwiftUI. But here, a left alignment, a leading alignment would work much, much better. So we can say that our VStack has an alignment of dot leading. Push items to the left-hand edge in left to right languages like English. And now if you head back to content view, you should see the preview looks much, much better. It's much richer, more detailed. There's price as well as a picture. It looks much more on brand for a restaurant.